What's good, y'all? It's your boy Sean P. the Blunt God. Hey! And we are back with another One Piece reaction. And today, O'Hara will be giving the Straw Hats devil fruits, the best devil fruits that would fit them, supposedly, right? Of course, the Straw Hats that don't have devil fruits. Now, before we get into that, make sure you guys hit that like button. Also, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. Also, comment down below and your thoughts on the video we react to. Uh, Anything you agree with me or disagree with me with. Follow me on Twitch so you can engage with me live and you can give me your opinion in real time. Also, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Make sure you join the Discord as well. Make sure you join the Discord. That is usually where I'm the most active. If you want to engage with me, that's where I'm the most active. And if you want to send me content to react to, I have a channel specifically for that. If it's One Piece content, I'll react to it in a One Piece reaction stream. If it's other content, I'll react to it during like a chill stream or something. So yeah, come be a part of the Discord. All of these will be in the description box, as well as the video we are reacting to today. So let's get it. All right, so again, this video is from O'Hara. The title of this video is I gave the Straw Hats the perfect devil fruits. So now I don't know if he's giving all the Straw Hats something, like maybe he'll give Brook a devil fruit, like a different devil fruit that'd be even better for him specifically. Maybe he'll give Luffy a different devil fruit that might be better for him specifically. Even though at this point we've been with Luffy so long, how do you even do that, right? Like, what other devil fruit would be perfect for Luffy? I think the Gummo Gummo no Mi was always perfect for his attitude. He's always been super creative with it, right? He's been, and then we learn that it's not really the Gummo Gummo no Mi, of course. So for somebody come at me in the comments like, it's not the Gummo Gummo no Mi, it's the Hito. I'm just saying, from like the overall story, right? We always knew it as the Gummo Gummo no Mi, and it always been perfect for Luffy. His character, his freeness, his creativity, right? Like, if you just look at a rubber fruit, look at it as a rubber fruit from how long we knew, right? It would seem like a devil fruit that would be kind of weak, underwhelming devil fruit, just being rubber and stretching your limbs. It seems a little underwhelming, but Luffy has been able to use it to, like, he's made the best of it from what we knew it was, right? Before we knew it was really this super OP devil fruit that it is, back from what we knew it to be. Luffy has utilized it to a wonderful extent, so I don't know what other devil fruit I would give Luffy. Same with Robin. Robin, I think her I'm trying to think of the name. What was it? What is the name of Robin's devil fruit? Y'all let me know in the comments. I forget what is. I'm forgetting right now, and I'm forgetful. So y'all remind me. But Robin's devil fruit, I mean, I think whoever you give that devil fruit, it could be super powerful, right? Like, long as the person masters it, I think whoever you give it to, it would be very useful. In Robin's hands, she uses it very well. So I couldn't really picture her with any other devil fruit. I don't know what other devil fruit I would give her. Chopper, same with Chopper. I mean, I don't know. Like, if you give Chopper something different from the human fruit, would he still be Chopper? Right? Would he even still be Chopper? Because I feel as though the human and the human fruit, is what makes Chopper who he is, the Chopper that we know and love. So I don't know if you could even give Chopper a different devil fruit without him just being some reindeer with abilities. You know what I'm saying? Just some normal ass reindeer with abilities. So I don't know if I would give the Straw Hats that do have devil fruits anything different. Brooke, same with Brooke. Like if just based on Brooke's story, Brooke literally died. So if he had a different devil fruit, we wouldn't have him in the story. So his devil fruit kind of coincides with the story because he died and his devil fruit is what brought him back to life and is giving him life. So I don't think you could give Brooke a different devil fruit without having to change his backstory. You know what I'm saying? You would have to change his backstory if you was going to give Brooke a different devil fruit. And that's just a whole different character right there. That's a whole different character. So I don't even think that would make sense for Brooke to give him a different devil fruit. So yeah, so I'm assuming we're going to be talking about Zoro, Sanji, Frankie, Usopp, and Jinbei. You know what I mean? The 5 Straw Hats that and Nami, the 6 Straw Hats that don't have devil fruits. I think that's what we will be focusing on, the 6 Straw Hats without devil fruits. So without any further ado, let's get into the video. And there is an SBS out there that Oda says the devil fruits that he would give the non-devil fruit Straw Hats if he was to give them devil fruits. You know, he said Zoro would have had Kaido's devil fruit. Usopp would have had that pocket devil fruit where you could store stuff. I forgot the character's name who has that devil fruit. I think he was part of Whitebeard's crew or something. Nami would have had Enel's devil fruit, and Sanji would have had who he said Sanji would have had. Damn, I'm drawing a blank right now with Sanji. I feel as though I should know who Sanji would have had, but yeah, y'all let me know in the comments who Sanji would have had. Frankie would have had. I forgot who Frankie would have had too. I forgot who Frankie would have had. But let's continue.
Doesn't already have one, which sounded like a ton of fun, so I'm going to be doing the exact same thing. But I'm convinced that I'll be able to find even better fruits, and at the end of these, all of the Straw Hats are just going to be absolutely broken. Starting with Sanji. Now, Zack ended up giving Sanji Whitebeard's Gura Gura Earthquake fruit, which would turn Sanji's kicks into some of the most devastating.
Bro, Sanji with quake kicks. That would be nasty. That would be nasty. I would probably give Sanji like the light ability though. Honestly, I'd probably give Sanji a light ability. Just imagine kicks at the speed of light, bro. Come on, Sanji would probably be one of the most OP characters in the verse. That's what we talking. Come on now.
Devastating attacks in all of One Piece. No doubt.
I would argue he would be stronger than Zoro with Kizaru's devil fruit. I would argue that even if you gave Zoro a devil fruit, I don't think there's a devil fruit that would put Zoro over Sanji. Maybe Fujitaro's devil fruit, like gravity, because then he could offset Sanji's light, because gravity does affect light, right? So that would be the one devil fruit, or the darkness fruit as well. But those two would be the only devil fruits I think you could give Zoro that will give him the edge over Sanji with the light fruit. But any other, or Foxy's as well. Foxy's devil fruit, because then you could just slow Sanji down with a beam or whatever. So yeah, those 3 devil fruits I would say could possibly counteract Sanji with with Kizaru's devil fruit, the glint fruit. But if you gave Sanji that light fruit, deadly.
a pretty good pick. Definitely way better than what Oda, the author of One Piece, actually proposed for Sanji's Devil Fruit himself. Senor Pink's Swim Fruit, which allows the user to swim in the ground or walls, which yeah, is pretty powerful, but doesn't fit Sanji's fighting style of kicking or his personality at all.
That swim fruit is the devil fruit that Oda said he would have gave Sanji. That is, I think the swim fruit, based on kind of how we see the Seraphim use it, I think that would work great for Jinbei. Like, I think Jinbei being able to swim on land, but my problem is, you give Jinbei a devil fruit, then he can't swim, and I think Jinbei's strength is in his ability to swim and utilize water, right? I think that's where Jinbei's strength lies. So I'm personally fine. I think Jinbei shouldn't have a devil fruit. But if we're going to give Jinbei a devil fruit, the swim fruit makes the most sense for his strength, right? For his strengths and weaknesses.
So let's find him something that will actually work with his power and enhance it. Now, Sanji's broad range of abilities actually rule out a ton of fruits in the first place. He can already fly and has superhuman strength, which does mean that he doesn't really need any type of zone fruit that would give him any of these abilities, like for example Kaido's dragon fruit. As you well know, he also has fire powers, in my opinion ruling out something like the magma or fire logia fruits that would be sort of redundant in this case. And on top of all this, his genetically modified body gives him iron hard skin and high defense value, so Sanji doesn't need anything like the barrier or diamond fruit as well. Now I think that one fruit that would perfectly enhance Sanji's powers is actually Aokiji's ice fruit, a Logia type devil fruit that would make Sanji even more unpredictable and harder to damage than even before. Also, ice powers would be the perfect balance to his fire powers, basically making him the Todoroki of One Piece.
I don't think that's the best one you could give Sanji. I don't. I think the light fruit would be better for Sanji, right? I think maybe the invisible fruit for Sanji. Just imagine if you can't see him and he's already moving it. Like, that might even be better. I'm trying to think of some other ones, Maybe the one that what's the name that found Big Mom when she was a kid, and Big Mom ate Mother Caramel and everybody, Streusen, like his cooking is turning things to food, but that more so just on functionality for Sanji, right? In the fight, I don't think that would be. I think there's any devil fruit would be better fighting wise for Sanji. But it would help. It would be great for his character, like if he could just turn anything to food, and then like let's say we know that the stuff that Streusen turns into food doesn't taste like anything, so Sanji could make it taste like something, make it good. But yeah, I'm kind of drawing a blank for devil fruit abilities right now that makes sense for Sanji. But I think the light fruit would. Come on, bro. Come on. The light fruit. Sanji. Speeding up Sanji. Come on now.
And on top of that, he can use the cold to keep food on the Thousand Sunny fresh as well. In my opinion, a lot more balanced than the earthquake fruit that has pretty...
Okay, that is actually a good point. That's actually a good point. Using the ice because now you're talking, it gives him some fighting versatility, and it gives him some function that he could use outside of fighting. Okay. With that explanation, I'm a little more sold on it. I still feel as though there's other things you could possibly use, other devil fruits at least.
High collateral damage to it. But just as I was about to write this down, it hit me. There is one fruit that is even better for Sanji, and that's Robin's Hana Hana no Mi, which would allow Sanji to kick from wherever with countless legs, make clones of himself that double all of his abilities, and just imagine Sanji making a giant leg just like Robin, but using his fire abilities and haki with it. And without a question,
I'm low-key kind of thinking Katakuri's devil fruit. You know, Katakuri's devil fruit, because just imagine if he could stretch his kicks. Like if he could stretch his kicks out and kick you from an even further distance. Like let's say he tries to kick you and you dodge, but he could like kind of change, like reform his body and then still kick you. Like I think that would be dope for Sanji as well. Like Katakuri's devil fruit. Come on now.
It would come in even more handy for his cooking abilities. Next up, we don't have Gojo, but Jim.
Or even yo, what would make Sanji, what devil fruit would make Sanji just impossible to deal with? A devil fruit that makes Sanji impossible to deal with would be Sugar's devil fruit. The hobby no mi, right? The turn people into toys. Cause Sanji's already fast enough to touch anybody, pretty much. Almost anybody. Like you know, we know how fast Sanji is. So him actually connecting with somebody and actually being able to touch you wouldn't be a problem. It don't matter if you're good with distance or anything. So you give Sanji that, bro, he's turning everybody into toys. He's turning everybody come across toys. It might make him a little too OP. Where it's like, how do you even give him an interesting fight when he could turn everybody into toys? Because all he has to do is touch him. And it's not that hard to touch. It's not that hard for Sanji to get close to you and touch you. So that'd be scary. That would be scary. I think, bro, that would be the scariest deal for you to give somebody like Sanji. That or like anything where he has like the one the Vanderdecken has. Like he could just get close to you, touch you, and then he could just fight you from a distance. Just throw like little kitchen knives at you or something. And they all just gonna be honing in at you like, bro. I'll say Sugar's ability or Vanderdecken's ability. But Vanderdecken's ability might even be better for like somebody like Usopp though. Cause just imagine if Usopp's already an accurate guy, but he could hit you from, like, he doesn't even have to be aiming at you. He could just, like, you could be over here. He could just aim this way, bam, and you could be like around something. It just comes at you, just still hits you.
Jinbei. Now, Zack gave him the mythical Buddha fruit wielded by Fleet Admiral Sengoku. A pretty strong pick once again. Let's see if we can improve on that one. Now, to pick the right fruit for him, it's important to remember that Jinbei eating a devil fruit would mean that he, as a fishman, can't swim anymore.
Yeah,
in other words, giving him a fruit would have to be something so strong that it would make up for that weakness. And coincidentally, Oda just gave the perfect answer to just this dilemma in the manga, where he just introduced the Jinbei cyborg clone Seraphim that was created by the government. Now this clone Jinbei has eaten the swim fruit that Oda.
I don't know how you don't give Jinbei the swim fruit, bro. The man's already he's naturally, you know, just being a fishman, the man is just like, he's just a beast of a swimmer. So just imagine if the man could swim on land, and anytime he's fighting people, it's just, it's like him being in the ocean but on land. So even though he can't necessarily swim in the ocean, you know, now that's going to be his weakness, the man can swim on land like he's in the ocean. And we seen how Seraphim Jinbei was giving the Straw Hats a problem just because they couldn't hit him, because he could just, you try to hit him, he goes in the ground, you know.
Originally suggested for Sanji, which didn't work at all with his abilities, but in Jinbei's case, it makes perfect sense. The swim fruit allows Jinbei to use his fishman abilities on land. He can swim and dive on land at incredible speeds, and even use his fishman karate, which is able to manipulate any liquid. I would actually go so far as to say that this is the only fruit that actually would make sense for Jinbei if we want to respect his actual powers in the story. But let's move right on to Frankie.
I agree.
Oda gave Frankie the arms fruit that would enable him to turn any part of his body into any weapon. Very fitting for a cyborg who can already turn parts of his body into weapons. And yes, that would definitely be useful.
I would give Jinbei. What fruit would I give Jinbei? This one is tough. This one is tough. I don't know, bro. Like, I think Frankie. I would say for Frankie, I'm thinking the Door fruit from Bluna. Just imagine you could hide if Frankie could hide his stuff in pocket dimensions, and he could attack you from a distance through like these little doors he create. Like maybe not that. Maybe not that. Wapple. Maybe Wapple's abilities. You know, being able to eat anything, like creating Wapple metal and all. What is Wapple's abilities? What do that really consist of? Let me look look at Wapple real quick. He has the Baku Baku no Mi, which allows him to expand his mouth and eat virtually anything, as well as transform his body to match the qualities of whatever he's eating. In the most 24, for example, he uses his ability to produce new shapes, memory still called Wapple metal. I mean, maybe Wapple's devil fruit. I don't know. What would y'all give Frankie? Matter of fact, y'all also let me know what devil fruits y'all would give the Straw Hats as well. Let me know that in the comments. I don't know, bro. Like Frankie's tough, bro. Like I kind of think the arms fruit might kind of make the most sense for Frankie. So I guess I might agree with Oda. Honestly, I might agree with Oda with the arms fruit because you know Frankie being a cyborg and he's somebody who's dependent. Like just respecting him for being someone who is dependent on like metal or not metal, being someone that's dependent on weapons, maybe the arms fruit. Bro, I can't really think of nothing at the moment. Maybe Wapples. Bro, Frankie's tough.
Useful for Frankie because he already uses a lot of different tools, but I honestly don't think that a lack of weapons to choose from is a problem for him right now. I mean, if anything, Frankie is such a great engineer that he can simply add those weapons himself. After all, he already has integrated parts of Kizaru's laser powers into his body, on top of tons of other weapons.
But my thing with that though is he could probably create ammunition for those weapons. So, I would give Frankie Vanderdecken's ability. That's who I would give. I would give Frankie Vanderdecken's ability. Because Frankie's not exactly, like, I guess you could argue give that to Usopp, but Usopp's already pretty accurate. I don't think accuracy is something that is needed for Usopp personally. So maybe I'd give it to Frankie. Maybe if you know, because Frankie creates weapons, so it's like when he shoots them, he could hit you from wherever, right? So I would probably give Frankie Vanderdecken's ability, but we're gonna see what O'Hara says.
Weapons just in random spaces. Now, Zack gave Frankie the Gasha Gasha fruit, which is a non-canon fruit wielded by Douglas Bullet, a former Raja pirate, that allows the user to dismantle anything and reassemble it into whatever they can imagine. Which, I can't lie, is perfect for Frankie and his engineering powers. Since he knows the plans of the Pluton, for instance, he could even use this power to reassemble the ancient weapon. But for this video, I really want to try and stay within the canon. So, one interesting power for Frankie could be Bartolomeo's barrier fruit that would give
I thought
him
of that as well.
defensive powers on
I
top
consider Barthos.
offensive ones and make him even more tanky than he already is. But I do want to go more into the offensive route, of course. For example, something like Buggy's Barabara no Mi would allow him to freely manipulate and control his cyborg body parts freely, which would be pretty incredible. And this could even be improved upon by giving him Kid's magnet fruit that would give Frankie similar powers to Bullet's non-canon fruit. In this case, he could just use the metal in his surroundings to up
Buggy's devil fruit. I'm not against it. If he could like turn his cyborg, like break it apart, right? Like if he could extend the ability to his Shogun Frankie, and he could like avoid attacks with it, right? Like that, you know, that could, or he could like extend it. Like let's say he could like separate his weapons to like different, to where he could attack you from different angles, and it's tough. I'm actually not against that. And then he also said, hold Hootie just said, because I thought that was actually a good idea as well. Uh, kids, kids being able to, because just imagine him being able to create weapons on the fly with all the metal around. He could probably like make even bigger weapons. I kind of like Kid's Devil Fruit as well. He could, Frankie would probably be able to make himself fly as well with Kid's Devil Fruit. Yeah, I can't say I'm against kids either. I think Buggy and Kids do sound pretty convincing. I think Buggy and Kids Devil Fruits make sense. I think they make sense.
Upgrade and repair his body, or freely assemble any machine that he wishes. But once again, I do think that I found one devil fruit that is the absolute perfect match for Frankie. You might remember that Frankie's bottleneck is actually his cola powers that can run out fairly quickly. And so Frankie would be truly unstoppable in my opinion with Enel's Goro Goro no Mi. This would give him infinite energy to power truly gigantuous machines and also give him incredible offensive powers, of course. He could even turn the 1000 Sunny into an indestructible force of nature. And since
I see where he's going. I like it, but I disagree with it. Because I feel as though if Frankie had that devil fruit, it will make it to a point where it's like, why even create stuff? Why even build these big old cyborgs? I feel as though using cyborgs will almost be like a nerf for Frankie, right? Because it's like, why not just use your devil fruit abilities instead of using these cyborg? Like if you got the Goro Goro no Mi, you're not using big old mechs and stuff, bro. You're not doing that. So I get where he's going, because it would make him like a power source for his mechs, right? He could be the power source. He wouldn't need cola or anything, but at the same time, it would make him to a point where it's like he's almost diminishing himself by using mechs, by using these big old cyborgs and everything, because he just, I don't think he would need it, man. I don't think he would need it, bro. Like, I don't think he would need, and it would be outside of his character, in my opinion. I just think, I don't see it as a compliment. I don't see being Anel's ability as complimenting him, because to me it would just make it to where his technology, or at least fighting with his technology, would be obsolete. He could still invent stuff, and he would still be, it would still help him a lot with his technology. But as far as fighting, why you Shogun Frankie when you could just zap people? You know what I mean? I just think I think that ability would make his Shogun Frankie obsolete, and all his other uses of mechanics.
Since we just learned in the manga that Vegapunk's technology is reverse engineered from the ancient kingdoms that also had unlimited energy, in my opinion, this fruit would make Frankie the most powerful character in the entire world. So make sure that you're subscribed, or I will send Thunder God Frankie to get you. Now this of course means that the Goro Goro no Mi can't be the fruit that we give to Nami. By the way, that is exactly the fruit that both Zack and also Oda Sensei would give to her. And yes, it does seem like the perfect fit for Nami's.
Nami, we on a Nami. What devil fruit do we give Nami? That one's tough. Cause Big Mom's devil fruit, maybe, cause then she could create a bunch of homies, like weather type homies, possibly. You know what I mean? Maybe, but Big Mom's Boas, I think, will work for Nami for the same reasons it worked for Boa, right? A lot of people lust after Nami. So, she could easily turn people into stone right there. What makes sense for Nami, man? What makes sense for Nami? I look at, I think weather type fruits fit her, but I would say maybe boas, maybe big moms. I don't know. I can't think. I can't think for Nami.
His current powers at first glance. But not only do I think that this powerful fruit is a way better fit for Frankie, as I just explained, but similarly to Sanji and his fire powers, I do think that it would be very redundant for Nami to have electricity powers. I mean, having the Goro Goro no Mi would basically mean that Nami would need neither her Climatact nor Zeus anymore, which both have given her immense offensive powers already. So in my opinion, instead of upgrading something she already has, I would rather find a devil fruit that actually enhances her current abilities. Now, thinking a little bit outside the box, one overpowered fruit that I think would make Nami incredibly powerful and work.
The same reason why he said the lightning fruit wouldn't work for, like, shouldn't be for Nami, like, because then she wouldn't need the Climb Attack or Zeus. That's how I feel about Frankie. Like, I feel as though Frankie wouldn't need a mech, you know, if he's lightning, like, cause it's like, bro, like lightning, like if you had lightning powers, would you be using a mech? You know what I mean? Especially if you could if your lightning powers was like ridiculously overpowered, and you could probably do more damage with your lightning a lot easier than you would with a mech. I'm not saying you can't do a lot of damage with your mech either, but I'm saying, like, it would be less. And plus, you gotta think about Frankie. He would have to constantly be feeding energy to the mechs he's using. Based on O'Hara's explanation, like, he would be the energy of the mech, right? Because we know the mech needs fuel. The Shogun Frankie, it needs fuel. So why power the mech when you could just fight on your own power, right? Because you're that power. You're that powerful. So why would you need the mech when you could just be just as effective without the mech? That's why I don't think Enel's Devil Fruit is really that good as far as adding to what Frankie already has. You know, to me it would just be replacing. You know, it could technically replace what Frankie has, because it's like, you got these super OP abilities. Why use a mech? You know, so I would give Frankie maybe Vanderdecken's ability, and I would give Nami. I don't know what I would give Nami. I might give her Boa's ability or something. Maybe something that adds to her ability. Yeah, I don't know. That's tough.
Work well with her fighting style could be Doflamingo's Ito Ito no Mi, which would allow her to create these incredibly strong strings. And so using her mirages to confuse her opponents first and then trapping them with her strings would be super cool to see, I think. This ability would allow her to make clones of herself, which would give her even more defensive powers that she really badly needs, and she could fix things on board of the ship and give first aid. But in the end, I guess I also have to agree that Nami really needs a fruit that goes well with her weather theme. Now, if Luffy's father Dragon actually has something like the Storm fruit, that would of course be the ultimate fruit for Nami, but it's not.
I would also say maybe Monet. Maybe Monet's Devil Fruit. You know, give her like some snow type abilities. You know what I mean? Because then she would be able to use her snow. Because we haven't really seen Nami use snow. Like, she could control, like, she could manipulate weather and everything. But we haven't seen anything in her arsenal that is like ice or snow related, like winter related. Maybe ice. Maybe I'm pretty sure she might have some ice related abilities. But maybe if she was able to like snow, because then that would like make it to where if somebody tried to attack her, she would be able to defend herself a lot easier, because she could just phase the attack with phase through her, right? So I would say snow. I would probably give Nami snow.
Not confirmed in the story yet, at least, so we can't use it. And something that might be an even better fit anyways could be Big Mom's Soul fruit. As you know, Nami is already using a homie to fight, and if she was able to turn anything from lightning to fire to water into a living thing that she can control.
I said Big Mom because how I see it, if she can do that, if she had Big Mom's devil fruit, she wouldn't need the climb attack because it would be in this aspect, in this respect, I think it would I wouldn't mind replacing the climb attack because the climb attack is a tool, right? This would be a part of her, right? If she was able to manipulate the weather through the use of homies, it's like the climb attack, yes, it would be obsolete, but it would be an upgrade to where it's like she's still able to achieve the same stuff that she would be with climb attack, but instead with devil fruit abilities. So that's why I like the sorta no me. I think that's what it's called. The sorta no me.
Well, she could manipulate the weather and much, much more on top of it. And now some people have argued that Nami could not use this fruit for moral reasons, but other than Big Mom, I personally think that Nami would probably simply use her own soul and maybe that of her crewmates to create any new homies. But luckily, we don't even have to debate this moral dilemma because my personal favorite and the, in my opinion, perfect fruit for Nami would be Kaido's dragon fruit. I mean, it can naturally create clouds in just moments, which would turn the entire battlefield into her terrain to control, where she could just rain.
I did consider Kaido's devil fruit, but I don't know if I'm really on board with it. Nami turned into it might be a little too OP for Nami. I'm just saying. I don't know. Even though Big Mom's devil fruit would be OP as well, but Big Mom's to me it kind of mirrors a lot of how Nami fights, so it makes sense. Kaido's devil fruit doesn't make as much sense other than the fact that yes, you could make clouds and all that stuff, but you know, but she would be super OP with Kaido's devil fruit.
Rain down powerful lightning with Zeus. She could create wind for the sunny, of course she could fly, and on top of everything else have the most ridiculous offensive power imaginable. Now Zack did give this fruit to Usopp instead, or to be more precise to Usopp's slingshot, which I do find incredibly creative and would look pretty epic, but again, we really want to try here and work with the Straw Hat's natural abilities. Oda's pick for Usopp is the pocket fruit, which would basically give his body infinite pockets, which he says is perfect for a sniper like him who needs places to store his ammunition, which I just gotta be honest is pretty lame. In my opinion, the only devil fruit that I want for Usopp is a mythical human fruit model giant. I mean, think about it. Usopp throughout the story has become friends with all the giants of Elbaf. Dory and Bragi, Oyamo and Kashi, Hairujin and Dressrosa. As you probably know, the giants represent Usopp's perfect image of a brave warrior of the sea, his dream. So really, what better way to literally make his dream come true than turning.
I mean, I guess for story's sakes that makes sense. I would probably give Usopp I don't know. What would I give Usopp? I would probably give Usopp that the one that Oda gave Frankie, the arms fruit, right? Especially Usopp being a sniper. Like Usopp being able to turn his hands into guns and shoot from, like, use his marksmanship. I would probably give Usopp the arms fruit. Either that or what was that devil fruit called that Mr. Five had? I think it's Mr. Five, where he turned his boogers into bombs. Like if Usopp could just pick up stuff, like pick up rocks or just carry a bunch of rocks, turn them into bombs, and then just shoot them. And bro, I will give Usopp that fruit. I will give Usopp the is it the Bamu no mi? Might be like the Bamu no mi. But I will give that. It kind of reminds me of Gambit from X-Men, how he could charge stuff and then throw it and it turns to a bomb. I will give Usopp that fruit where he can take or get inorganic objects, turn them into bombs, use a slingshot, shoot them at people. Bro, that will give Usopp a lot of destructive capabilities. And he doesn't have to turn everything into bombs, but he could if he want. Like, and he could probably like set it on a timer to where it blows up within a certain time. I would give Usopp the bomb fruit, or I will give him the barrier, the barrier fruit, because he could use that as like for defense, right? Like he could create a barrier for himself and then just hit you with his attacks all day, and it's hard to get him. So he'll have like what's it called? Some type of cover, right? He'll have cover. So I'll give Usopp either the Bamu Bamu no Mi, the bomb fruit, the one that Mr. Five back in uh Little Garden Little Garden had. I'll give him that one, or I will give him maybe the barrier fruit. That's what I will give Usopp.
Himself into an actual giant. Isn't that right, Gojo? What's that? Oh yeah, this devil fruit does probably really exist in One Piece, and it would be so perfect for Usopp, but since it's not an official fruit quite yet, let's think of a more suitable alternative. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Viola's Giro Giro fruit would allow Usopp to target enemies far away, but then again, Gojo, I feel like since he awakened his observation haki.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. I was like, I get Viola's devil fruit. It would make Usopp more dangerous, but when he awakened his observation haki, I think it would kind of be redundant. So yeah, I'm still with the barrier no meat, and I'm still with the bomb fruit. Those are my choices for Usopp.
Haki on Dressrosa, I don't really think that he needs that anymore. Me personally, I think, alright. Instead, I personally would give Usopp a devil fruit that was just recently revealed in the manga. That of Marine Admiral Green Bull, the Forest Logia.
Okay, I'm not against that.
We already know that during the time skip, Usopp has been getting really familiar with different types of plants and uses them exclusively as his ammunition. So having this ability, in my opinion, much better than the pocket fruit, because this would give him infinite ammunition. He could create a forest and switch positions throughout it freely to target his enemies from hidden angles, and as a Logia user, he would be way less acceptable to.
I actually kind of like that. I actually kind of agree with that. I still like the bomb fruit, but this one makes sense as well. So I would choose this one over the barrier no me. So for me, my top two for Usopp would be the bomb fruit or this devil fruit, because it makes sense, especially when it comes to the ammo aspect and him being able to go in different. He could, like, you know, if his cover is compromised, he could also make his own cover as well, right? He can like evade attacks, and yet but my only problem with it is it would make his fighting style probably a lot different, like vastly different than what we see from Usopp, which could be a good thing. I'm not saying it won't be a good thing, but it would just be, it wouldn't really just be adding, it would kind of change Usopp in his fighting style and everything. Where the bomb fruit, it would add a lot to his fighting style. You know, it wouldn't just completely be an overhaul of a change of styles. You know, it could get to a point where Usopp wouldn't even really be doing a lot of sniping. You know what I mean? Like, he might start getting more dependent on just using his plants to fight for him, right? So that's kind of where I fear giving him that ability. So that's why, to me, number one would be the bomb fruit, because it will work in conjunction with how Usopp already fights, instead of vastly revising how Usopp fights. Cause that's how I'm kind of looking at it, right? Like, we're giving the Straw Hats devil fruits. So I want to give them devil fruits that's going to complement what they do and not just vastly change how they fight. That's kind of where my problem with giving Frankie the lightning fruit, and giving Nami the dragon fruit, and giving Usopp the Green Bull's fruit, because I feel as though those three devil fruits with those three characters would change how they fight, and it would just make them different characters to a degree. But when it comes to Usopp, you give him that bomb fruit, it will actually add to his fighting the fighting style that already has been established with Usopp. It will add dramatically. Because now he has explosive ammunition, and I'm not saying Usopp doesn't have explosive ammunition, because we know he does, but just imagine the explosive ammunition that he already does have, packing even more punch, or even ammunition that's not necessarily made for exploding. He could still add explosive characteristics to it as well. Like, let's say if he wants to hold you for a while, and then those plants that's holding you explode, he can do that. You know,
damage. And as we know, he could also really use the powers to drain energy from his enemies and heal himself, something that would be especially important for Usopp, who always is taking tons of damage in every fight. Which now brings me to the man that we've all been waiting for. How broken can we make Zoro? Oda gave Zoro
Zoro. What do we give Zoro? I'm not with the dragon devil fruit, because 3 sword style dragon holding these little swords. So I would say, what do you give somebody like Zoro? Like, what do you give somebody like Zoro? This was tough. I keep saying it because I like the berry no me. Like, I like, or not. I like the door fruit from Blue No, but I don't really know how that would help Zoro. Dang, man, Zoro's tough. Zoro is tough. I feel as though the Mr. One's devil fruit would be the obvious one. I don't like that, because then that might change how he fights. Why fight with 3 swords when you are literally a living sword? So I don't know if I'll do that. Maybe Fujitaro's devil fruit, give him like the gravity abilities. He could, use the slashes kind of like Fujitaro. Like Fujitaro himself kind of shows me like it could work well for Zoro, right? Fujitaro shows me that devil fruit would work well with Zoro. The glint fruit, turns Zoro into light. Just imagine getting sliced at the speed of light. Maybe Law's ability. You could say Law's ability. I'm thinking Fujitaro, Law. I'm thinking of stuff that could be added with his sword usage. Maybe Foxy's ability. Like you could send slashes that slow people down. You know what I mean? But why do that when you could just hurt the person though? Why send a speed slash where you could just slow them down though? Bro, Zoro's a bit tough.
Kaido's fruit, which again makes no sense if we're being honest. I mean, yes, this fruit is incredibly overpowered, and you can basically give it to anyone and it makes them strong. I mean, just look at Momonosuke. But how does turning into a dragon complement Zoro's incredible sword skills, which is what makes him one of the most powerful characters in the story in the first place? Zack, on the other hand, decided to give Zoro Kizaru's Light Logia fruit, a pick that I totally respect because that would actually have been my first idea for Zoro as well. I mean, this fruit let Zoro still use his sword skills.
Yeah, sending like lightning slash, like sending light slashes and stuff. I said Kizaru as well. Kizaru, Fujitaro, I think would be a good pick. Diamond Juzu, Zoro's able to turn to diamond. But I would probably rather watch Zoro cut Diamond, so maybe not Diamond Juzo. Man, bro, Zoro's tough.
And even create light
I mean,
swords,
all of
as
them were
we
tough.
see with
All of them
Kizaru
were tough.
himself. Plus, it gives him an incredible speed boost, but I think we can make Zoro even more overpowered. One even better pick for Zoro, just like for Sanji, would have been Robin's Hana Hana no Mi, giving Zoro more sword arms to use, but it does work way better for Sanji here. I mean, he can sprout legs and kick wherever he wants, but Zoro can't just duplicate his sword, so just having arms pop up in random spaces
I was about to say
would
that.
be a bit of a waste for
I was about to say that. Like, all them arms that you can only hold 3 swords, or you only have 3. Now, let's say if Zoro started collecting swords, that actually makes sense. if he was able to collect swords. But it's like, where would you hide on them swords? Like, you can't just sprout swords. Even if you do own them, you can't sprout them. Maybe kids' ability. You know, just imagine being able to manipulate your swords even when they're not in your hand. You know what I mean? Like, just imagine if Zoro can manipulate his swords and fight you with his swords without even having them in his hands. You know what I mean? Like, I could say kids' ability. Fujitaro's ability would be another choice that I would personally choose. I like Kizaru's. I like Kizaru. That's probably not my favorite, but I think it is a viable option. Yeah, I would probably go with Kid or or another one that could make sense is Bartolomeo, the barrier fruit, because he could like maybe create little mini barriers. I mean, but then he would have to like cross his fingers, so I don't know if that, you know, that might not be great to have, because he's holding the swords. You gotta cross his fingers. Because I was thinking, like, if let's say every time somebody try to cut him and they almost do, but he creates, like, let's say if they about to cut his neck and he just creates like a barrier right there to stop that slice. Like, that's what I'm thinking of, right? Like, I'm thinking of like how Zoro would be using these. He would be like blocking sword strikes that, like, let's say he can't move his sword quick enough to do. But the only downside I see is him having to cross his fingers, and he's holding swords. So it's like, I don't know. I don't think that would be the best
for him. Alternatively, Zoro could eat a zone like the Spider Devil Fruit and use that for more arms, just like this Marine guy here does, and use some poison attacks, but that's also not really like Zoro's fighting philosophy, I feel. Though then again, you could also kind of argue that the use of any sort of devil fruit would kind of go against Zoro's Bushido code. So for the sake of this video, let's say we hold a knife to Luffy's throat and tell Zoro to eat a devil fruit or else. Which one is the best? Well, I personally would give Zoro none other than Blackbeard's Yami Yami no Mi, the darkness fruits. Think about it. Its ability to nullify devil fruit powers depends on direct contact with the opponent, something that very much works in Zoro's favor as a swordsman. He's able to drain opponents of their fruit ability, so they actually have to face him straight on with their own sword fighting skills.
I don't know.
As a result,
I don't know. Because from what we've seen from how that devil fruit worked, you have to actually grab the person, right? So that means Zoro would have to put his swords away while he's in the middle of fighting you, or at least one of his swords away, which, I mean, that could be that if he's fighting like one sword style or something, and just to nullify your abilities, he would have to drop a sword, grab you, and then stab you with. So I don't know. To me, it's just too much of a hindrance to his fighting style. Now, seeing like darkness slashes and stuff, that could be pretty dope. Yeah, I don't know if I'm with the whole darkness ability. I'm not. I don't know if I like the Yami Yami no Mi option. You know, I think Fujitaro's might be better than that one. You know, so yeah, I'm not sold on the Yami Yami no Mi. I think Fujitaro's might actually be better than that.
This would make even the most powerful devil fruit users completely powerless against him. Just imagine Blackbeard with Zoro's sword fighting skills and you get the idea. And on top of that, Zoro could just store infinite things inside his pocket dimension, basically working as an infinite storage source for the crew. So let me know which one you would have chosen for each Straw Hat, but in the meantime, make sure to check out Zach's original video right here, and while you're at it, let's get him over 100,000 subscribers as well.
All right, bam, that is the video. Give him a like. So yeah, I don't really agree. I don't agree when it comes to his choices. I don't agree with giving Nami the dragon devil fruit, like giving her Kaido's devil fruit. I don't agree with I kind of don't agree with. I don't agree with Frankie giving Frankie Anel's devil fruit. To me, that would, if he had that devil fruit, I think it would change his style of fighting completely, and I'm trying to look at like what devil fruits you can add to somebody that just that adds a new layer to how they already fight. You know, like if you was to give it to them now, it would just add to a different layer of fighting to their fighting ability, and not almost make them change. To me, Frankie's it might change how he fights because it's like, bro, I can literally zap you. Why do I need to be in this big mech to fight you? I could literally just zap you. I could get out of this mech and zap you to death. Why do I need this mech to fight you? So I don't agree with him on giving Frankie Anel's ability. I don't agree with giving Nami Kaido's ability. Maybe Big Mom's ability, yes. Or I think he said another one that I also kind of agree with. Uh, I don't agree with giving Zoro the Yami Yami no Mi either. Because why I don't agree with that? Because I think his him him fighting with three swords, right? Him fighting with three swords, it it would be counterproductive or counterintuitive to to using the darkness fruit, because we know if Zoro wants to nullify somebody's ability and he's sitting there fighting you with swords, he would have to put the swords away or drop them in order to grab you and nullify your abilities. At least one of them he had to drop. And Zoro's not the type to just be dropping the swords or putting them away mid fight. I mean, unless he's about to do like an attack where he has to put him away in order to draw it, you know, like a quick draw type attack. But to put him away just to grab you and fight you, it's not really Zoro's style. You know, to put him away in order for him to be able to use his devil fruit ability, I don't really see that. You know, I think that would kind of clash. Yeah, that's the word I'm want to use. I think the Yami Yami no Mi would clash with how he normally fights. Not always, because I think like you probably throw some darkness slashes, kind of like Yami from Black Clover. Like he could throw like some darkness slashes and stuff like that. So I think in some aspects it would be cool, but in some aspects I think it would clash with Zoro's fighting style. I would personally I think Kizaru's Devil Fruit is a better option than the Yami Yami no Mi. I think I would probably give Zoro either Fujitaro's Devil Fruit though. You know, I also said the barrier no Mi, but I think that might clash as well because you gotta be able to cross your fingers. Zoro is using his hands to hold two swords, so I think it might clash. So I'm thinking Fujitaro's Devil Fruit might be the best option. Either that or maybe Kid's Devil Fruit, being able, maybe he could like, if he ever loses his sword, like let's say he ever drops his sword, he could just recall it back. Like he could just attract them back and still fight you. Or if let's say if he's fighting another sword user, he could use those magnetic abilities to give his attacks even more of a punch while he's fighting you. Cause now you gotta deal with his swords and you gotta deal with his magnetism. So I think for Zoro, Kid's Devil Fruit might be the best. Fujitaro's might be Kid and Fujitaro's Devil Fruit might be the better options for Zoro. I think. Then for like an honorable mention, I would say Kizaru's Devil Fruit. For Nami, I would probably give maybe Big Mom's ability, or I forgot the other one I said for Nami. If there's a weather fruit out there, maybe that as well. I can't, maybe Big Mom's, but you know, there's probably other ones that I would say as well. Usopp, I think Green Bull's Devil Fruit might be dope, but I think that might change Usopp's fighting style too drastically. So I might have to disagree with that one. I would probably give Usopp the the bomb fruit, right, from Mr. 5 and Boric Works. And then Frankie, or for Usopp, I would probably give the arms fruit as well. You know, Frankie's tough. Frankie's tough. The arms fruit works, but the Buggy's devil fruit for Frankie. I kind of like that idea. I kind of did like that idea as well. Kid's devil fruit for Frankie could work as well. So yeah, those pretty much be my ideas. Some of the other ones that he said, I kind of agree with. So I probably wouldn't change too much. I think I forgot what he said for. Who was the other one that I'm kind of missing? Jinbei. I definitely agree with Jinbei. The swim fruit works magnificently. I think so yeah, those will be my choices though. Let me know your choices in the comments. I might actually have to do a stream where I really come up with like do this, because right now I'm just kind of going off the top. I think I would have to actually sit there and think of devil fruits I would give each character. But like with more actual thought behind it, I would probably come up with better options. So y'all might in the future, I might come up with a stream about this topic, because I think it's actually a good discussion. It's actually an interesting discussion. But y'all let me know who y'all would think. Y'all might give me ideas. Like if in the comments, y'all might give me ideas, and I might actually do a stream influence from this one, because I do disagree with some of his options. So I might have to come up with my own on a stream. But yeah, that is the video right there. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Also subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. Comment down below what devil fruits would you give the Straw Hats? Let me know what you would give them. What do you agree with him? Do you agree with me? Like the ones that I disagree with him on, do you agree with me or do you agree with him? Let me know in the comments. Also, make sure you follow me on Twitch so you can engage with me in real time. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And make sure you join the Discord. That is usually where I'm the most active in. So if you want to engage with me, I engage in the Discord the most. Also, if you want to send me stuff to react to, One Piece content, I will do the One Piece content on a One Piece reaction stream. Any other content, I'll probably do it on a chill stream. So yeah, y'all definitely join the Discord. Anyway, y'all, it's your boy Sean P, the Bluff God, and I'm out of here. Peace.